Tonu, ko Mahana tōku ingoa. Women of Kapahaka are proud to introduce our two guests here today with us. These two lovely people are our first guests to join us for a chat about couples. Now, we all know how hard that can be. Tēnā kōrua, if we don't mind, can we start with an introduction? We'll start with you, Nina, just who you are, where you're from, and your Kapahaka background.
Kia ora tātou, ko Nina tōku ingoa. He uri tēnei no te whai tokerau. So I was born and bred in the far north, New Zealand. And yeah, so pretty much, I'll keep it short. So I pretty much started when I was 5 years old. You know, sort of thanks to my mum, I was kind of raised in the Kapahaka environment right up until now. My experience, so I have been a part of a few Kapahaka rōpū here. I mainly did Kapahaka at Kura in New Zealand. And then the rest of my years were brought up Kapahaka over here in Melbourne. So yeah, and I've been a part of three rōpū. Sorry, hang on.
Yeah, there's that many.
I know, a bit of a waka jumper. But yeah, so I've had quite an experience here, even alongside yourself. But yeah, that's just to keep it short and sweet.
Yeah, no, awesome. It just shows that, you know, you've gone from kura in New Zealand and then to comp grade level, but in Australia. So it's an amazing journey, you know. A lot of people would be doing comp level in New Zealand, but it shows that comp level is still here in Australia and still thriving as well. And you can
Most
start
definitely
from young and, you know, grow with it as well. And if you'd like to introduce yourself as well, Jaden.
Yeah. Kia ora te whānau, Jaden Wright tōku ingoa. I hail from the west coast of the North Island, Ngāti Maniapoto, out those ways. My experience in Hakas, I was actually born and bred here, so I've only really done Hakas over here in Australia. I started when I was 2, with a pretty good rōpū back in their days, Te Rua Whenua. Then I went to joining tamariki group with Nani Kiri, Aroha Nui. And then from there, I sort of had a break and then jumped back into the haka scene when I was about 15, 16, 17. With two rōpū, Ngā Manu Waiata and Ngā Uris. So yeah, those are pretty much the experiences that I've had throughout hakas.
Awesome. Yeah. So obviously Hakas has been part of both your life since very little, you know, before you met each other. So specifically, when did your journey start in Kapahaka as a couple?
Wow. So
what's the love story there?
It's funny because so I actually started in 2009. I was just finished. Oh well, 8 going into 2009. I had just finished the campaign with Puipiripi for Matatini and Tauranga, and he had the intention of joining the following year for the next regionals. However, we didn't continue on with Puipiripi. We ended up with Shade Maru and Auntie Jo with Ngā Manu Waiata. So that's kind of where we...
Well, how the love story actually happened, I was actually good mates with the older brother, Moana, and yeah, we were sort of hanging out with each other quite a bit there, and yeah, you can spill the beans and that.
Wow. You can. He's the one who fell in love with me.
Oh, there we go. The story comes out, and it blossomed from there. So basically, you met in the Kapahaka scene. You know, you weren't in rivalry groups, which I suppose is a good thing, you know, not a Romeo and Juliet thing. At least you were in the same rōpū. And then obviously you were quite young when that journey started. How old were you when you sort of met each other and then Kapahaka was part of your life as a whānau and as a couple together?
I think I was 18 when I met her. She was 17.
Wow.
I just had got my license, so I was like legal beagle. I could drive around, go see her and stuff, so which was pretty cool.
Yeah, he'd be the one taking us to practices and things like that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. And obviously now we fast forward quite a few years and a lot of campaigns, a lot of performances together. You have your own whānau, your 3 tamariki. So looking back at when you first got together to now, what's it like now in your lives, balancing performing, tutoring, mentoring, leading in the world of Kapahaka with your own whānau? How do you balance all of that out in your life and between yourselves as well?
Yeah, well, dynamics certainly changed since when it was just us two.
Yeah.
It was quite easy with obviously just with him and I, we could just go and leave when we please and all those sorts of things and have to, get a babysitter and all that.
Responsibility looking after kids.
But how did we juggle? Wow. I think that's a tough one. I think
I think it was more so just to help, because we both have, really loving and caring whānau and big whānau as well.
Yeah.
With the nannies and the korero, it sort of just helped us out in that aspect of things with our kids, especially with Kapahaka, being so, I guess,
demanding,
time consuming. Yeah.
Demanding. Social life doesn't,
non-existent.
So with the help of our loved ones, really sort of made it a bit easier for us to participate in Hakas.
Yeah. Do you feel lucky that you have those families as well? Because, I mean, you've got a lot of family back home. Jaden, you've still got a lot of family back home. But you look at some couples that are quite new to Australia, or a lot of their family and friends have moved back to New Zealand, and you watch them as a couple with tamariki and all that trying to do Kapahaka, and they don't probably have as much support around them. So you see their struggles. So do you feel quite privileged that you do have close whānau here to help you?
We are very fortunate to have both our families here to, have our backs when we need them, especially. So for example, this most recent campaign would have been I'd say the toughest. In the beginning stages, it was cool. We could bring our tamariki along. It wasn't too serious in the beginning stages of the campaign. It was tata, the whānau. We could, bring them in and they could share their experience with us. And then obviously as it got a bit more serious, it was, we had to put our foot down and be like, well, especially like you said, where, tutoring is leading as well. It was very demanding. So then the last half of that campaign, it ended up being, well, nanny's coming along and picking up the kids, every weekend, we lost quite a bit of time there with our kids. But however, we made up for it after that campaign
I suppose that's a part of balancing it. You go through that campaign, and then after that is just weeks and weeks of spending it with your children.
Definitely.
For couples as well, this love that we couples as well, these sacrifices that you have to make.
Most definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. And what would you say probably in your Kapahaka career, and this is more so as a couple, what's been your highlight in your Kapahaka career?
For me personally, the most recent campaign, my first time having to be kaitātaki alongside my partner here, Nina, was probably the most rewarding and I guess highlight of my Kapa's career.
Ditto.
Ditto.
Same thing.
I hope you're going to give the same answer.
Yeah. That's what I was like, hopefully we're in sync with our answers, but we are at the moment. So, but that's most definitely my highlight as well, was performing with him, being able to lead alongside him. However, we didn't really get to appreciate that as much in the moment, like throughout the campaign, it wasn't until maybe on our once we had actually got to the comp where we were like, well, we're actually leading together tomorrow on the regional stage together,
Yeah, so probably hadn't clicked, did it? Until you actually were
process it. There was no time to process a lot of things, with that whole journey. However, afterwards we were able to sort of be like proud of what we were able to achieve.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's a journey in itself, you know, from Kapahakas as a couple to then leading as a couple and being able to, you know, have that teamwork of tutoring and leading. People don't realize that, you know, you can get a couple to do it, but, you know, when you've got a couple that's in a relationship and have a family and you're getting to do that as well, there's lots of dynamics there, of course.
Very much.
It's not easy. It's not like we're just doing this tomorrow and that's that, it's done. So with that, do you think that would probably one of your biggest challenges as well? Or do you think there's something else that was the biggest challenge to your couple career?
That would be the most highlighted for me, and I'm assuming for her too.
Challenge-wise, yes.
Yeah.
I think the biggest challenge would have definitely had been that campaign, because we had to wear so many hats. You know, we had to play parent when we needed to. We had to, you know, 1 hour during the week, and then, you know, I had to be tutor and lead at the same time, and he had to lead, you know, as well as kind of have some direction, you know, in the ropu with the ropu as well.
Yeah.
And then I was still trying to be a loving couple to each other, you know, was butting heads like, no, do it like this, or we should do it like this. And, you know, it was so funny sometimes. I tell you, when we think back now, it's like.
But that's normal, isn't it? You've come out stronger on the other end. I guess communication was probably a key. It's hard to communicate in different styles. You've got 40 eyes staring at you. So the pressure's there. Yeah, so that was your number one challenge and your highlight as well. So
that'd be our number one highlight.
Well, hopefully there's many more to come anyway. I'm sure, you know, that's not going to be it. There's got to be more. You can only just keep striving for better and better. So when so you're talking about, you know, mentoring, tutoring, family, kids, you know, working together as a couple, communication. So when it comes to getting ready for a wānanga, or getting ready for a big Kapaz practice weekend, how do you share the responsibilities? So, you know, you pack the kids' bags and you pack the car and you bring the words and you bring the guitar. Do you like split that 50-50, or is it just shove everything in the car and pray for the best?
If we're good with time, you know, we're pretty okay. We're like, babe, you got this? Yeah, you got this? You load up the car? Yep, I got the bag. I got this. I got that. Yeah, it's very much like that. It's not like super duper organized where it's like, all right, this is all sorted last week, and, you know.
Sort of off the cuff kind of thing.
We're very like go with the flow. I tell you, you know.
Like whatever happens in that moment, that's what goes.
Yep. So I think the second one where we all just like pack everyone up and go. Just move.
We'll have to get like tubs and, you know, right to, you know, how. Some people are very organised and they've got their tubs and you know, there's all named and everything. You're like, oh, just grab the Kapaz tub, and you grab that one tub and put it in. It's just pretty much shove it all in, let's go. You know, as long as we're all safe and healthy and we're getting to practice, that's the main thing, and all that sort of thing. So we spoke about your support network earlier. As apart from your family, what's your other support network that you you know, look upon, or, you know, you might go to talk, or that they're there for you with kids and to help you through this? Do you have like a extended support network that you look towards?
Yeah, well, we're different. Well, see, it's it's quite funny because you know, within the ropu, we tend to find those people within the ropu that kind of share the same kind of, I don't know,
that you gravitate to them, don't you? Just
you know, like yourself, you know, we had a lot of you know, korero, so it was good to have a korero, say, with like you and Anne Marie at times, you know, just to sort of other than Kapa, you know, so there was quite a few of people in the ropu that we were able to sort of gravitate to.
Yeah, it's a natural thing, isn't it? You just don't go out and I'm going to go talk to that person. It's just sort of something that really happens organically and naturally. You know, I loved sitting there watching all the young ones mucking around, and then, you know, the mummies over here with their kids, and you see all the different groups and everyone, and that's their little support network. So they probably don't even realise that they've got, but, you know, it helps everyone through. Let's talk about goals. if you can, you know, we'll see where we go with this, where it leads us to, but let's talk on a Kapahaka level specifically.
Cool.
Do you together have short-term goals and long-term goals within your Kapahaka career?
Actually, we haven't really.
I know a long-term goal of mine. A long-term goal of mine will be to be able to perform with the group back home. Going up here, never, I guess, having that opportunity to head back home and to perform with a group from my iwi, or you know, from my area. It's been a pretty big goal of mine in Kapaz terms. Short-term goal. Short-term goal would be just getting to see everyone again. Due to what's happened over the last year and whatnot. Just getting to see everyone again, missing everyone.
Keeping those connections.
Well, that's a really good specific short-term goal, you know, because it shows that it's not just about Kapahaka, is it? It's about whānau and friends, and it's a life. It's just, you know, it's forever now, all those connections that you've made for the last 20 years or so. But I love your long-term goal, honestly. I love it, and I really hope to see that one day. That's so cool.
Could probably after that too, Hannah.
It'll happen. It'll definitely happen if you want it. And how about you?
Not only from Maidel here as well as I guess Ning you know, later on down the track, if it ever happens, you know, perform with her, with a group from her area.
Yeah, that's always been a lifelong dream of mine also, you know, to perform with a Kapa from home, from up my area.
Specifically from your area, isn't it? Because you've performed with a group back home, haven't you?
Yeah. See, that was that was a bit unexpected, actually. That was kind of a impulsive decision in the moment kind of thing. So I had to, I performed in the Te Aroha regionals, and that was quite the experience, you know, and we know how Te Aroha regionals are, you know, they're very, quite intense actually. They're awesome. There's just so much drive. The vibe is so alive, especially within the arena, you know. But kind of wished I had stood at my own regionals first, but you know, it's just the way it turned out. And it was an experience that I won't forget.
Where did you perform?
So the Kapahaka ropu was Ngāti Tarawhai. So they're obviously based in Te Aroha, and under the tutorship of Ruakiri Wheho and Te Aho Marama Wheho. So that was an awesome experience in itself. My long-term goal, so being that obviously we're part of Ngāti Whaioranga, so you know, my long-term goal, well, I'll just say personally, my long-term goal is to, because I don't only associate only to, you know, traditional Kapahaka, I also really enjoy contemporary, Māori contemporary performing arts also. So, you know, for me, I'd like to establish something for our young ones, you know, to be able to, not so much like an agency or anything, but, you know, just an entity where we can, you know, bring through young aspiring performing artists to, you know, kind of help mould them. And, you know, because back home they have, you know, kura kaupapa, you know, so there's already that platform in place for young Māori back there. And, you know, so by the time they reach senior Kapahaka, they're already
absolutely. They're amazing.
You know, so they're already developed, they're molded, you know. So I want to be able to introduce something, probably not so much a kura kaupapa, but, you know, the performing arts side, you know, and help to mold our young ones, and so that they're prepared for, say, senior Kapahaka, or, you know, either avenue of traditional or contemporary. So something that's kind of my long-term goal. It's still a bit fuzzy. It's getting clearer.
You should bring that to a short-term goal, because it sounds absolutely amazing. You know my
Yeah,
love for
yeah.
that stuff, so I'm all
Yeah.
on board. I will, you know, there's so many people that would support you 110%.
For sure.
You look at there's
And
heaps of
we
people that,
share that same passion with
yeah,
contemporary, which I just recently learned, and I'm
yes,
so happy about that.
we're always
Um,
learning. It's amazing.
for sure, for sure. So yeah, that that was a long term, but who knows what could happen? That
Awesome.
could turn into a short term goal. However, short term, I was, just things like workshops and
Mhm.
real
Back on the regional
workshops.
stage, back on the Matatini
Yeah,
stage, there's probably some goals along the way.
yeah, for sure. All those experiences always, they go hand in hand. So
Yeah,
yeah,
it's all about the experience, not just the winning, but it's always a dream. That's why you continue to do it. Um,
for sure.
would you have any advice? You know, I'm a Kapahaka couple as well. Would you have any advice for other Kapaz couples? Just how to, I suppose, how to get through a campaign would probably be more specific. You're a couple, you're starting a campaign together, you might have tamariki as well. You know, what's just some little tips that you feel probably works for you guys?
Oh man, have each other's back.
Yeah,
Believe
cool.
in one another.
Have each other's back. Yeah. You have those little talks with each other.
Yeah.
We weren't always good at those things. It always turned into some kind of picking at each other. But we learned that it's important to just communicate. I suppose that's kind of a relationship thing. Where you just got to really communicate to each other. Have each other's back no matter what. If we're feeling down, you have to pick each other up. You can't just let each other be in the doom and glooms.
Yeah.
Because if you're both right, you'll be able to. Everything else just falls into place. You're with your whānau, with your kids. Sorry, yeah, and yeah.
What else? Yeah, just really believing in one another, I guess.
Yeah, strong belief.
Yeah, just have strong belief in one another that everything's gonna work out the way
Yeah.
that you plan, I guess. Yeah.
But even if that doesn't always go to plan sometimes, but that's where you just have to be able to rely on each other and pick each other up.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think you two have grown so much in the last campaign. You've sort of like, you know what I mean? It's amazing
Yeah.
you're now giving that advice to other couples. Same as, me and Paddy are a couple as well. And we've gone through exactly the same up and downs. And over time, we've just learnt to just have that faith in each other. And like you said, just believe in each other. And communication. It's not always easy for the men, I must say, but
Agree.
but that's not just one, that is all. So, well, looking into the very near future, do you want to give us some information about Ngāti Whauranga? So maybe just like, is anything up and coming? What should people look out for? How to find them? Things like that.
Yeah, cool. So you can find us on Facebook, Ngāti Whauranga, on Facebook, and you can check out our public page there. At the moment, Ngāti Whauranga just have a lot of collaborations. In the meantime, for this time, there's just a lot of collaborations with our other Victorian rōpū at the moment, and we're just, because a lot of the other rōpū already have, those strong community ties, so I think for Ngāti Whauranga, being that we were only a competing rōpū, that we're just really trying to focus on establishing those ties, those connections also as Ngāti Whauranga to our communities. So just sort of forming and strengthening those bonds first and foremost, because I think that's where the foundation lies,
Yeah,
so
because Ngāti was quick to form, wasn't it? It was quick to form, get to comp, and now it's probably the perfect time because you got like a 2-year, like a gap year because nothing's happening.
And that's kind of like the blessing I see for Ngāti Whauranga in regards to, especially with COVID happening, that there was just that time to sort of reflect and really think about the future of Ngāti Whauranga. And then, like you said, Kapa, the regionals, Matatini being held off for a couple of years. So it's like the perfect time to kind of establish and build.
Awesome. No, that's perfect. That's awesome. So yeah, Facebook, as Nina said, for Ngāti Whaoranga. Look out for some collabs that are happening within Aropu in Victoria. From what I know, the first public one that is coming out very soon is February the 6th at Waitangi Day at Werribee Fields in Wyndham Vale. So you can be able to see some of our kaihaka and Nina and Jaden and their fellow leaders and shooters ripping it up there. Kapahaka, which will probably be the first time since COVID started. So we're going to dust off some cobwebs and get out there and just have fun. It has been absolutely amazing talking with the both of you. Cannot thank you enough for jumping on board and just talking to us about being a Kapaz couple. So hope you enjoy the rest of the day. Is there anything else you'd like to say before we finish off?
Just a huge mihi going out to Women of Kapahaka. I love the platform that you serve for the people to be able to share these experiences and our journeys and things like that. So just a huge shout out to you guys.
And thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, no, Mihi, thank you so much for coming on. We are purely here to support anybody in the world of performing arts and kapahakas. We just want to see it thrive, especially through COVID, you know, sitting back and watching our people, female or male, you know, suffer through that time. We didn't get to see each other. We didn't get to do any hakas. That's something we love. It's like a sport. It's like going out and kicking a footy, you know, playing basketball, whatever it is. It's something that we all love. So if we can keep the momentum going and support all the rōpū out there, everyone that's affiliated with it, then hey, we've done our job. We're happy with that.
Beautiful. Love everything you stand for.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. We'll sign off now. Ka kite.
Beautiful. Ka kite.